Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Susana Kennedy for those of you who don't know me. For those of you that do know me, thank you for watching again and thank you for your continued support. I'm working with an incredible client and we're dealing with the concept of change. She is a passionate speaker, she is a coach, she is an author, she is a psychologist and facilitator. She's really fantastic. Her name is Catherine van Heerden and she has become not only my client but also a mentor in many ways to me. I really respect her very deeply for her accomplishments and what she's done with her life and how she's come from a really, really difficult beginning to become a really extraordinary woman. I truly admire her, and we're busy creating a new course, and we just finished shooting today actually, and it's all about change. It's called See the Change, and she's literally made the name C as in the letter C, the change, and then every chapter starts with a word beginning with C. Why are we doing a course on seeing the change, on what is change all about? Well, the reality is that the only thing that we can count on is that time will pass and things will change. For some people, that's a very scary thought, and for other people, it's a very comforting thought. For me, it's both. I will never forget that when I was sick and I was in so much pain, that this concept of this too shall pass came to me. And obviously I'd heard it before, but I didn't understand or grasp the weight of the concept and the value of it. It is both the most extraordinary, brilliant, wonderful thing that this too shall pass, and it's also earth-shatteringly devastating that this too shall pass, depending on the context. Because when I was in that agonizing pain, saying this too shall pass was a comfort to me. I realized that this moment of pain, of agony, it would pass. And now, in moments of absolute joy and happiness, I value those moments. This too shall pass. I live very much in the moment. And so this too shall pass has become something that's really, really important to me. And that coupled with the fact that things are changing all the time. I was speaking to someone the other night, and a friend of hers is going through an awful breakup, and her heart is really sore. She's in a lot of pain at the moment. And I told the story of how when I was depressed, I felt like I was in the bottom of a tunnel, in this dark space with no light in sight, nowhere to turn and no way out, just this helplessness and this depth of darkness, this feeling of absolute loss and hopelessness. And I remember then coming across this concept of this too shall pass, and I realized that time never stops. It's always moving, it's always going. And so when I realized that, my well flipped on its side and became a tunnel because I was moving through time. Even though I didn't feel like I was moving at all because I was in such a dark place, I was still moving, and that moment too would pass. And so as I started moving, even though it was slow, I knew that there was light somewhere at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes when we are faced with change that is thrust upon us and causes us grief, like losing a loved one, like ending a relationship, like being faced with a disease or losing your job, these things that we think, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with this? They often come with gifts. I know it's such a cliche, and I know you've heard it so many times before, but I've been through so many of these things, and the reason why I can say that is because I've found the gifts within each and every one. I come from the belief, and I suppose I'm lucky in that way because life is perception, and so everything that we believe to be true will be true. It's like Nietzsche says, if you think you can and if you think you can't, you're probably right. So I come from the belief that the universe, God, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, whatever you want to call it, is on my side. And every single thing that happens to me is guiding me to my highest purpose. So rejection becomes redirection. And when that happens, then you can start thinking, okay, what is the gift in this? What can I do with this? How can I shift this to a meaning that actually serves me rather than harms me? Tony Robbins says change is inevitable, progress is optional. I love that. Change is inevitable, progress is optional. We often can't control the things that happen around us. We are only the co-creators of our reality. We are not the creators of our reality. So things will happen to us all the time. The only thing we have control over is our choice. How am I going to respond to the situation? How am I going to react? And how can I make the most out of the situation? Always honor yourself. Always feel everything that you need to feel, because you are entitled to your feelings. You have every right to feel every single emotion that you feel. But then release. Let go of what doesn't serve you and move forward. I'm so excited about this course. It will be available probably the middle of June, and I promise to let you know as soon as it is available. It is Catherine's course. I've produced it for her, and as I said, she's somebody that I really, really admire, and I'm hoping that you guys will love this course. She gives you 9 excellent modules. There's 10 modules all in all. The first is an introduction, and then there's 9 modules of content of helping you navigate your way through change, because change is inevitable. But if you've got tools, and if you've got knowledge, and if you've got actionable know-how, you can glide through change in a much easier and simpler way. I hope this video has helped you. I hope that you found it useful, and you share it with your friends and family so that it can help them as well. And I thank you so much for your ongoing support, and I honor you on your journey. We are all dealing with struggles. We are all dealing with change. But if we can support each other through it and pass our knowledge on and help people along the way, then it can be a lot easier, and it can become enriched. It can become an experience that enriches our lives and assists all of us to be a better version of ourselves and lead better lives and help others lead better lives as well. So I honor you for taking the time to watch this video, and I wish you all the best. Namaste. I will chat to you soon.